Hey everyone, I am going to go over practice sheet 27 with you, and we're going to start with the first problem. We're not going to do all of this, but I do want to start it together. So as you can see here, we have an inequality, and it's a little different because our variable is on the right side, and that's not normally where we like it. So we want to make sure once we finish this, let's make sure that that variable is on the left, okay? So we treat it like an equation, right? Starting on the right. So I have times 2 and plus 8. So remember, I like to get rid of the add and subtract first. I have an add. Opposite of add is subtract, okay? And we do that so that this goes away. Now, from here, I know you want to subtract, but remember, this is left, moving left. So it's like same sum, add to the left. So 14 plus 8. What do you get when you have to do 14 plus 8? Hopefully you know that's 22, and it will be negative because it's all to the left. And I'm not done because I still have a 2 next to the x. So a number next to a variable is multiply. To get rid of the multiply, we divide, okay? So this part becomes triangle. Negative divided by positive gives me a negative, okay? So through all this, guys, there's all sorts of places that we can mess this up, so we want to be careful. Now, some of you, last time we did a practice sheet, you left it like this and you graphed it correctly. Let's not leave it like this. I'm going to let you know if your problem is multiple choice, your answer is not going to be left like this, okay? We're going to have the variable on the left, so that means I have to switch this entire thing, okay? So that means, see how this is like pointing at the negative 11? That's what I want to make sure happens. I want to keep it pointing at the negative 11. That was my pen. Sorry about that. So when I flip it, I flip everything. My pen is being super sensitive. Okay. Now when I graph, remember we always put the number negative 11. Then I need 2 to the right, 2 to the left. So we would have, remember it gets more negative. Now I'm sorry I'm going kind of slow, or if it seems like I'm going slow, it's because I have to keep lifting my pen after everything I do. Okay, because this way we're getting closer to 0. Negative 8, negative 7, negative 6, negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this way we're getting more positive. So here, there's not an equal sign, guys. We don't have an equal sign, so that means it's opened. If it looked like this, we would fill it in, okay? But we don't see that. Just ignore that because just, again, my pen. So this is opened. And now that we have this x on the correct side, we are shading this way. Please, 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 I cannot emphasize to you enough. Please always, always, always graph your answer. It's going to help you get the second part correct, okay? And when it comes to standardized tests, this is going to help you, okay? So we want to make sure we're practicing making our number line. We're practicing shading. We make sure if it's opened or closed, okay? So number 3 says, the original price for a pair of shoes at Kick's shoe store is $130. So original is $130. The shoes are on sale for $91 this week. Find the percent discount or percent of change. So some of you might remember me asking you the other week, whenever we were doing these problems. Hopefully we can tell that this is a percent problem. If you don't know that, right here it's saying percent. The problem is when I go to look at this, I am not seeing a percent sign anywhere. So that means we cannot change the percent to a decimal and multiply. We cannot do that. So we have to go to our backup method, which is over of equals percent over 100. Okay, and remember our of, most of you are getting good at this, is TWO, the total whole original. Total whole original. Well, we already figured that out when we were reading that this was the original. The original price is $130. Okay. We are looking for the percent discount or the percent of change. Okay. That means, guys, we are not going to put 91 on top. We need to figure out how much the price changes by. Okay. So this is where a lot of times we mess up. Do not put 91 here. You will get the incorrect answer. You will get a wrong answer, okay? So instead, we find the change. So I'm going to do 130, take away 91. So I want you to subtract that for me really quickly. And I should be getting 39, okay? So this is something that I have been wanting you to practice on. So your job is to cross multiply this problem. Okay? I can tell you eventually you'll be able to cross out some zeros. So pause and do that now. Feel free, if you are virtual, to send me your answer to see if you get the correct answer, and I will answer you. Just make sure you are showing work. Okay, so now we are going to look at number 4. Good problem. This is something you definitely might see on some tests in your future. This says find the area of the semicircle, okay? So we want to make sure when we're doing area that we use our formula chart. So if you are home, guys, I have this in your Google Classroom under reference chart. It's right here, and you can click it. You can also Google this, star 7th grade math chart, okay? So notice when we look at this, don't use this, guys. This is circumference. Do not use that, okay? We want area of a circle. Because notice we do not have a semicircle. We only have one for a whole circle. So pi r squared. So write that down. A equals pi r squared. And remember, guys, this is half of a square, so we want to make sure that we divide by 2 at the end. This is what I'm scared you're going to forget, so I'm going to make myself a note. And the reason we're going to forget is because we do a lot of math trying to get to our answer. So pi r squared, so I'm going to come over here and substitute in my numbers. Pi 3.14. Radius, well, it's another thing we need to make sure that we mark. This is not the radius. This is the diameter, okay? So radius only goes here to the middle. So hopefully you know that the radius is 5 centimeters. It's half of the diameter, okay? So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put my radius in, 5, and I square it. Now, remember, 5 squared does not mean 5 times 2. 5 squared means 5 times 5, which is 25. Okay? That's not an 8, by the way. That's just my pen being difficult. So I have to multiply this. 3.14 times 25. Okay? So your job is going to be to solve number 4. Once you get this, you're going to take this answer, that whatever you get here, and then you divide it by 2. Okay?